I wish to continue from the other day, our little conversation about happiness. Because we need to look at what it is that you do and why you do it. Because instead of just teaching what he can teach you, like all the other channels, and talking about the chakras and the Kundalini and all the other information out there, why don't we talk about the hard questions, the things that people don't like to talk about? And what is this? Well, it comes back to what I was saying about happiness. What do you want if money were no object in your life? What is it you want? If you won a lottery, you had millions or billions and you didn't have to work for it, what would you do with your life? Would you travel? Perhaps sport, surf, ski, hike? Perhaps you would buy a plot of land and you would make your own food. Many people would say, oh, I would buy a house and a nice car. Okay, yes, and then what would you do? Buy more stuff? And then what would you do? I would travel. Brilliant. Go traveling. You find that when you travel, you live out of a suitcase and it gets tiring. Or perhaps you rent a house for a couple of months in each place. But soon you'll get to a point that you just want your creature comforts, which you don't have there. Perhaps it's surfing or training for a sport. And you do it, and you do it, and then what? Or you get injured and you can't do it. Then what do you do? What is it that you want from life? What is it you want to do? Perhaps, if money were no object, you would design new things and invent new things. For what? To advance civilization, perhaps. To help civilization, perhaps. We have so many inventions today in the world. We don't really need many more from you if money were no object. Go and help communities. Now that is very respectful. And you go and you help, and you help and you help. And then you go to a point when you've helped enough. And then what do you want to do? Perhaps, if money were no object, you might decide to compete. Fall into the narcissistic idea of winning. Yes, because winning makes you whole. That's the problem with the society today. All the narcissistic politicians, all those greedy who have billions of dollars and still just want to make more and will screw everybody else just to make more or to have more power, whatever that means. Controlling the lives of others. When actually it's just wheeling and dealing and negotiating and winning. What does winning get you? Does it make you happy? Okay, you work for something, you win. And then what? if money were no object? What is it you really want from life? Think about it. What is it that would really make your life worthwhile? Raising a family, perhaps, for a while. But families grow up, and families leave, and families get involved in their own stresses and their own life. So all these things, the examples I've given you, they are all temporary things. And when they finish, because they eventually finish, just as life eventually finishes, what is it you want to achieve? Where is it you want to go? What is it you want to do? Now, I'm not here to give you the answers. But it's like when they say, I will give you $1 million. But you only have a week left to live if you accept. Or you don't accept, and I will let you live a healthy life until the age of 120. Which would you choose, the $100 million for a week, or nothing and live to 120 or 150? Now, most people wouldn't take the money. So it's not about getting the money, is it? So what is it about? It's about love. Love comes, love goes. People say everything is love. But love can also drive you to do some horrible things. Love can be a slave. Do you want to be a slave? What is it you want to do? Now, surely, if money were no object, the thing you would want to do is nothing to do about doing. It's actually about being. And what would that being? If money were no object, what would you seek to be? And is the easy answer, the simplest answer, keep it simple. Would you not want to be happy? Because whilst you're happy, it really doesn't matter what you do, because you would be happy. And happy can lead to love, and love can lead to bliss. A state of bliss, that is at the top. Love is not at the top. It's only about 2/3 or 3/4 of the way there. Bliss is at the top. But bliss starts with happiness, because we cannot, even if we reach states of bliss through certain exercises and actions, it is not going to last unless you are happy. So, if happiness is what we seek, by all means, do things that make you happy. If travel makes you happy, if sport makes you happy, not for winning, because winning is a very fleeting happiness. But to surf and go catch waves every day, or to go and train just to feel healthy, then go do that. And when you can't do that anymore, remember the happiness. If planting your garden and creating food, healthy food, makes you happy, and being in touch with nature, one of the best things to make you happy is to be in touch with nature. For you are stuck on this planet. No matter how far you wish to travel, you are still stuck on this planet for the time being. How do we seek happiness? How do we become happy? Do we need to travel? Do we need to do these things? No, we just need to start focusing, as I said the other day. We just need to concentrate on a past, not distant past, memory of happiness. And take that happiness, forget the memory, and just concentrate on the happiness and concentrate on it. And the more we concentrate on it, guess what? The more it lasts, the more we are happy, the more we are contented. And the easier it is to realize that bliss state. And when we're in that bliss state, we are fully content and we are fully realized. So with all this said, money is an object. We do need money. We are the only animals on this planet that need money to be here. The only ones that have to pay to be on the planet. Whether we like this or not, it does not matter. It is there. And when we stop being a newist, always wanting new and shiny and different and commercial, and we just look after our needs and take the time to focus on being happy through concentrating on being happy, being aware of being happy, meditating on being happy, contemplating being happy, letting go of stresses. And by being happy, stresses don't affect you as much. For when people get a new job, they are happy. And even if that job never changes over time, you will go from being happy to becoming stressed from that job, although the job hasn't changed. Therefore, that stress is internal, not external. It's the way you interpret the external internally. So if you focus on the happiness, you can keep doing it. This is a little Confucius. Yes, it is. But if we focus on this more, just in a Taoist way, and go with the flow, always keeping in mind happiness, focusing on it, we'll see how life changes. But yet perhaps I'm wrong and you don't want happiness. That's not what you want. And that's absolutely fine. But what is it that you want from this life? Because this life does have an end. And whether you think there is an afterlife or you don't, it really does not matter, because we don't know until we get there. So let's do what we do know. Let's do what we want that makes us happy. And not seeking out materialistic things or interrelational connections, because they come and they go. Achieving aims and objectives, they come and they go. Seek happiness whilst walking the path of life. I hope this has given you something to think about. And I hope it is helpful to you. And I hope to see you again as we talk through these things, because there's no point in him giving you just more definitions that have been given 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times over the millennia. Because to give you the same stuff does not help you. Let's ask the hard questions. Because that is what can help. if you decide to listen and work on them and accept them and work on them, that is what can make it all worthwhile.